How's everyone doing? I'm back here again for a new video, and I'm back for a new thoughts video. And in this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the new movie Thanksgiving. I just got back from seeing it, and I wanted to do a video just talking about what I thought about it. Now, like I always say in these videos, this is not going to be a review. I'm not going to be talking about the plot or any of the, the characters or whatever. This is simply my thoughts on the movie. Now, the plot itself is really nothing new. It's a typical slasher movie, something bad happened a year ago, and now the people that are involved are being killed off one by one. It's the basic, you've seen it 100 times. I Know What You Did Last Summer, movies like that. But one thing that I did like about this movie was, first off, the feeling that I got off of it. You could really tell that this movie was inspired by 80s and 90s slashers, even especially 90s slashers. Like, I actually saw the poster of it that I saw really reminded me of Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer. So you really have that, that feeling of, a group of young teenagers, just being knocked off one by a masked killer. But I personally thought this movie was really fun. I thought it was a really good time. I thought the kills in it were actually pretty unique for a slasher movie. This isn't a typical, guy, a guy stabbing people with knives in this one. The killer actually does, come up with some really cool and interesting ways of killing people. I thought that the costume that the character wears, I thought was pretty cool. I thought the mask was pretty creepy. The John Carver mask. I thought that the characters in it, for the most part, were all really good. There's different characters in the movie, and of course, there's, characters that come in that, you're supposed to think is the killer, but I thought for the most part, the characters were all really good. I thought they were all really likable as well, which is something that I've noticed that more modern slasher movies are starting to do, because back, in 80s and 90s slashers, there were always characters in these movies that you just hated and you just could not wait for them to die. But in this one, not so much. I thought that the majority of the characters were actually pretty good. And, you actually, I really didn't want to see some of them die. But when they did die, I thought that their death scenes were actually really good. Like I said, I was glad that it wasn't just a typical, people getting stabbed with a knife. I thought that all the death scenes were actually pretty good. Were actually pretty cool. There's some pretty good gore in this as well. That I liked. And, overall, I just thought this was a really fun slasher movie. It's really nothing new. It doesn't break the mold or anything. So don't go into thinking anything, it's gonna be anything crazy or whatever. But I just thought this was just a really fun slasher movie, So if you're interested in, something like that, if you love slasher movies, I definitely recommend checking this one out. I thought this one was really fun. And I really do hope that this one does do well in theaters. I've been seeing a lot more horror movies coming to theaters rated R. I know for a while we had nothing but PG-13 rated horror movies, which, I am fine with. I understand why, they rate movies PG-13 because they think that more people will go see them. But I also know that that limits what some people can do, especially if a movie was originally meant to be rated R, and then the studio comes in and tells the director, hey, you have to cut this because we're going to make it PG-13. I really don't like that. I think the movies should just be how they are, and I think that a movie should be released with a rating that the director intended it to be, And this is a slasher movie. Slasher movies are supposed to be rated R. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be gory. You're supposed to see some, some nudity and stuff, which there is a little bit of nudity, not too much. But yeah, guys, overall, I thought Thanksgiving was just a really fun one. And I also, I'll go ahead and show this. I actually got my ticket as well, and I'm going to be putting it in the Blu-ray when I get it, because I do plan on picking this movie up on Blu-ray. And it will be cool to, be able to pop this one in. I know that there's other Thanksgiving horror movies. Like, I know there's one called Blood Rage, I think it's called, that I actually have not seen. This is my first Thanksgiving horror movie that I've seen. So I do need to check out some other ones, but it is nice that I now have a Thanksgiving horror movie to watch in between, Halloween and then all the Christmas movies that I watch. But yeah, guys, like I said, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't anything crazy different. you know, like I said, you've seen the plot before. If you've seen slasher movies, then you've seen the plot before. But I think that the execution was pretty good, and it was just a fun time. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've seen Thanksgiving or you plan on going to see it. I know that, you know, I went to go see it in theaters, and I know that, you know, for some theaters, it's really expensive. You know, some people don't want to spend the money on, you know, movies going to see movies in theaters now. And if you're one of those people, then honestly, you know, it's fine if you wait on this one. Like, if you don't really want to go out, because, I mean, I think I paid like $10. You know, I went with me and a friend, so I paid like $20 for, you know, tickets for it, which was, you know, wasn't bad. But I do know that some movie theaters charge more. So if you're someone that just doesn't really want to shove out the money for a movie in theaters, then this is definitely one that you can, you know, you can wait on this one. This one isn't like one you have to go see in theaters. But I do recommend that you see it if you are a slasher fan. I think you would enjoy it. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think down below if you've seen the movie. And let me know what you guys think about this video, as always. And I hope everyone is having a good weekend. As always, if you guys want to follow me on social media, all my links are down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.